What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new Pokemon Go news alert. Today we're going to be talking about the first official major update the Pokemon Go app has gotten. It's really exciting. There's quite a bit to talk about and a lot of implications for farther into the game, so let's get right into it. So it looks like you can actually customize your trainer after the fact. Now, what I mean by that is after you originally created your character, you weren't able to customize any part of your character. It does seem, though, that they're actually letting you do that now. This means we could see a customization shop or otherwise have in-app purchases where you can customize your trainer, which I think is pretty fantastic. It also means that players that go to in real life events for Pokemon Go are most likely going to get something to customize their trainer with, which is again pretty fantastic. I know I talked about this a little before, but there was a balance patch that also got pushed into the game a little bit before this most recent update, and that is very important to talk about and will have a lot of implications going into the future. It means that Niantic is definitely not opposed to balancing the game, which means that if there's a predominant Pokemon that's sort of dominating everything else that shouldn't be, they can go in and balance that, sort of nerf and buff certain moves, making it more consistent with the other Pokemon in the game. The transfer button was also moved to make it much easier for you to transfer a lot of Pokemon at once. Obviously, we still would want a checklist sort of function where we can check through a ton of Pokemon at once to transfer all at once, but this is definitely a step in the right direction. Something that's less agreed upon as a completely positive thing for the overall development of the game is the removal of distance indicators for every Pokemon nearby you. Now, if you open up the nearby Pokemon tab, you'll see that there isn't any way to actually distinguish how far away a Pokemon is from you other than just their placement on the list, and it doesn't actually seem to be all that accurate either, so definitely think that is a step in the wrong direction. Now, if you take a look at the Pokemon Go subreddit right now, the main one, not the Sylph Road obviously, because the Sylph Road is a reasonable and intelligent community to talk to, but the main subreddit is pretty awful. I've talked about this before, but generally you can get some good information out of it. There are some top-notch memes posted there, but that is about all you're going to get as far as serious discussion is concerned. Something I definitely expected from them was crazy over-the-top reactions to every single negative thing that happened, and obviously Niantic is overwhelmed with the amount of people playing the app right now. They could communicate a lot better. I'm not saying that's something that they couldn't do better, because it's obviously something they're very lacking in. That said, this is literally the biggest mobile game of all time. You guys should probably cut them a little slack, and saying you're just gonna quit the app, boycott it, and refund all of your in-app purchases is dumb. Let me be perfectly honest with any of you that are actually from the Pokemon Go subreddit from those initiatives. If you quit the app, if every single person subscribed to the Pokemon Go subreddit quit the app and refunded all their purchases, it wouldn't matter. They wouldn't care. They're making over $10 million a day on Pokemon Go. It means nothing if you refund your purchase. And there's over 80 million accounts on Pokemon Go at this point in time, which means that if every single person quit, less than 2% of the overall player base would have quit. So I'm not saying that there aren't ways that you can get across how discontent you are with the game at this moment in time. This is not the way to go about doing it. You and a couple thousand of your closest friends could go ahead and quit the app, and it would mean literally nothing. All you're doing is depriving yourself of a pretty fun and complete game. And as always with every single patch, I'm assuming that there's going to be a lot of bug fixes. So there were quite a few bug fixes that were pushed in this patch, and it's pretty cool because they fixed some things that I definitely had issues with before as well. But they also just straight up removed features, and I don't think that's the way to go unless they're actually going to come back. And all we need is some communication to say that they're coming back, to say they're being worked on, or to say they'll never come back for whatever reason, and we'd be okay with it. I mean, even the people that are being irrational and getting really mad at Niantic for not communicating correctly, I mean, even those people I think would be fine if they were just like, guys, we've got a problem right now. Guys, the servers are going like crazy. We have to work on them. Guys, all the other features are falling apart, guys. Guys, we're changing things for the better right now. Please just bear with us and we'll put everything back, we promise. Except for this, and this. Now, maybe if they decided to actually communicate with the player base a little bit more, we wouldn't have to have a thread on a subreddit with over 130,000 people on it to dissect the entire app after it was updated to see what the update entitled. Overall, I don't like the way that they're going with communication, but I have to say this most recent update, for the most part anyways, is really promising. Balance patches are a necessary evil in every single game. Overall, it's going to make a lot of people angry when their favorite Pokemon gets nerfed, but it's just a necessary evil. Everyone else is going to suffer because they either can't get the Pokemon, they're not lucky enough to get the Pokemon, or they just don't want to use the Pokemon that's the best. And when there's such a crazy margin between the best Pokemon and the worst Pokemon at their final evolutions, when you have a maxed out character in Pokemon Go, there's something wrong. So I'm glad they fixed that, and that's going to be about it for this one, guys. Hope you have a fantastic day. I'll just see you back here for a brand new Pokemon Go video tomorrow. Until then, peace.